Hey everybody, it's your girl Jazz. Happy Friday. I know I'm a couple of days late, but let's get into it. We are talking about Sistas season 7, and this is episode 6. So it picks up at Andy's house, and they are celebrating Sabrina's birthday. And I actually love this moment because we actually have not seen the girls celebrate stuff like holidays, birthdays, Christmas, stuff like that. So I actually love this part. So yes, it's Sabrina's birthday and they're celebrating at Andy's house. Um, Everybody decided that they would give Sabrina some affirmations. And I thought that that was really cool because that's another thing that we typically don't see within the sister circle. We don't see the girls pouring into one another. It's always, we don't see that a lot. So I was happy to see that too. Sabrina talks about how she's made a decision and she's going to freeze her eggs because she's like, look, y'all know I've always wanted to be a mom, and if Rich can't get on board, then he's not the man for me. Karen makes a comment, and she makes a comment and tells the girls that Zach came up to the salon sprouting about how he wants a DNA test. Danny brings up, yeah, well, friend, you did sleep with him and you did sleep with Aaron at the same time. So they're not wrong. They're not wrong for wanting the DNA test. And Karen is like, so you taking their side? And Danny's like, I'm not taking nobody's side. I'm just saying, they're not, Zach isn't wrong for wanting a DNA test. And so they kind of left it there. And of course, as always, Sabrina and Andy are like, oh, Danny, be quiet, stop it, stop saying all this stuff or whatever. So they drop it. And Karen did let Sabrina know that she hopes to be as good, as loving and as nurturing of a mom and of a person as she is to her own baby when she does have her baby. And I do want to kind of get in. This may be a separate video because I'm reviewing this episode, but it seems to me that the writers are trying to change the narrative now because it doesn't seem to me that Sabrina didn't even want kids. She didn't even want to be in a relationship because if those of us who have been fans of the TV show, who have been fans of Sistas since season 1, episode 1, we know that Sabrina didn't even want a relationship. She even told Calvin, I don't want to commit. That was the main reason. That was the main reason why she didn't want to commit to Calvin. Calvin was ready to be all in with her, and she didn't want that. So fast forward 3 months later, now all of a sudden she wants to be a mother. And and I could be wrong, I've been wrong before, but what it's looking like to me is they're making it seem like, to me, it looks like Sabrina only wants to be a mother because Karen is now pregnant. And Karen is now getting ready to have a baby. And it looks like and again, I could be wrong, but it looks like the writers are now switching it to make it look like the whole sister circle is jealous of Karen. And the whole sister circle just want what Karen got. Let me know what y'all think about that, because I've actually been kind of having this thought since season 7 aired. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about that. So, Danny had a whole lot of mimosas and she's too drunk to drive. So Karen takes her home. So that happened. Let's see what else happened. Danny goes to the office to surprise Tony, and he's there. She gets the surprise of her life because he's there with his kids. And she's up, of course she's bothered by it, not because she didn't know that he had kids. She knew he had kids. What she didn't know is that he had his kids for the whole summer. And she also didn't know that he had them then and there. She was trying, she come up in there with a yellow trench coat on with nothing on up under it, trying to surprise him, if you will, right? And so, yeah, she was embarrassed or whatever. So, so that happened. So, she ends up going home. Sabrina goes over to Maurice's house. Maurice sings happy birthday to her. Oh, before all the girls left Andy's house, Andy actually wrote Sabrina a check. Wrote her a check for for the fertility treatments and freezing of the eggs and stuff like that. Of course, I don't know how much she wrote the check for, but Andy wrote Sabrina a check for that. So that happened. The next day, it goes to the next day. And no, I'm lying. Karen goes to the shop. She goes to the shop and she goes to the shop and it's the line all outside. And everybody is there not to see Karen, but to see Pam. And they are getting everybody is buying the products. And Pam, Pam's going live. If I'm honest, Pam actually is doing a good job. She's doing a good job promoting. She's doing a good job with content creation. She's doing a good job as far as sales and stuff like that goes. And of course, Karen is pissed off about that. And Karen is upset about that or whatever. And she was like, you need to make sure that you know what you're doing. And I still honestly have the theory that Pam is skimming off the top. And Karen is like, hold on, you better not be using a business account for that. And Pam was like, calm down, girl, chill out. It's just an investment. And so, that's what happened. So that happens. Hayden and Gary, they're at the gym and they're working out or whatever. And Gary's nose bleeding. You can tell he been hitting that stuff real hard for his nose to be bleeding like that. So that happens and Hayden is like, look, Gary, come to the house tonight, bring your girl, let's talk about what the plan is and, for me to be partner. Gary was like, yeah, man, I got you. You my boy. Plus no woman needs to have all that power anyway. I am sick of Tyler writing these men who hate women because Gary and Hayden literally do not like women. But anyway, so that happens with that. Fast forward to the law office. Zach and Fatima gets custody of baby Michael. Zach is crying and, he's happy. He's overjoyed because he got his son. And it is a lot to me. It's a lot that goes into that. And because here we have a guy who's in his 30s who just found out that he has a 3-year-old son not too long ago. Got him out of an abusive and a neglectful situation. Got him out of foster care. Mind you, Zach also was in foster care, right? So all of this is triggering but he also wants to protect his son too. So he's happy about that, but you can definitely tell that he's like, congrats mom. We gonna, and then he automatically goes, not only does he go into father mode, but he goes into wanting to give his son the childhood he never got and also wanting to heal his inner child wounds, if you will, all at the same time. So he automatically goes into Fatima. We're gonna have to get a bigger house. We're gonna have to trade your small car in, and you're gonna have to get a minivan, and I'm gonna have you barefoot and pregnant. You're gonna be cooking all the organic meals and stuff. And mind you, at this time, all of this is going on, and Fatima gets an email. She checks her phone and she sees something on her phone. Zach is so excited he doesn't pay attention to it, but Andy pays attention to it. And so Andy looks, but she don't say nothing or whatever. So, and everybody's excited or whatever. Everybody, goes their separate ways. And Fatima's in her office. Andy comes to her office and she was like, Fatima, girl, what's wrong with you? And she was like, I got into law school. And she was like, oh my God, that's good. That's great. And she was like, yeah, but I don't think this is the best time for me to get into law school, especially, with us getting custody of the baby and stuff like of baby Michael. And Andy was like, girl, tell Zach, tell Zach how you feel. Tell Zach that you got in. He'll be happy for you. And then he can actually support you for a change the way that you've been supporting him. And so Fatima was like, yeah, you're right. So, let's see what else happened. So they get home. Zach done brought the entire Toys R Us. Okay. Zach done channeled his Oscar Mayer Wiener kid. His inner Oscar Mayer Wiener child, okay? Because he done bought every single toy. He done bought all the juice boxes. And he is down and he is gulping these juice boxes, okay? And so Fatima comes downstairs and she's like, Zach, baby, I think you are going a little bit overboard. And so she was getting ready to tell him. But he got a phone call from Bryce to go look at a house. Zach is back flipping houses, and so he goes to go look at the house. She calls Angela. Angela comes over. She's coloring, Baby, Zach had Fatima so stressed out that she started coloring. And so I want to pause talking about the review really quickly, and I want to say something. It's real easy for a lot of times us as women in general. I'm not talking about nobody in particular. I'm just saying women in general. It is very easy for us to say, we're going to ride with the person that we love. We here with you. We in it with you, all of that stuff until we get into the thick of it, or until, we actually see how it's actually going to look. And then it's like, whoa, I was not prepared for all of this. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that Fatima does not want to be there and stand by Zach. She just does not want to forget her dreams and stuff in the process, because she actually said this to Angela. She was like, we got baby Michael. I got into law school and I'm happy about that, but we got baby Michael now. What if, everything is pretty much starting to be real to her. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like, we got baby Michael. He's about to be here full time. And if we honest, that's not something that she 100% agreed upon, but it's something that Zach wanted. So she told Zach she was gonna ride with him through it. And plus, they truly needed to get baby Michael out of that situation. So anyway, so she was like, we got baby Michael here full time. I work full time. Plus, I'm about to get ready to go to school. Zach just got a phone call to go look at a house. This isn't going to be the first time that happens. Also, what if Karen's baby is Zach's? That's 2 kids in less than a year. Plus, I want our own kids. And then Angel's like, there it is. That's what this is about. She was like, no. Okay, maybe yes. Look, I don't know. What I do know is this is a lot. And one thing about Fatima likes to process her feelings. She's a thinker. She likes to think it through. And right now she can't, because everything is clouded right now. And so Angela was like, look, you are in charge of your own story. Write your own story. It does not have to be anybody else's. It's yours. And so Fatima was like, yeah, friend, you're right. So I enjoyed that moment. I enjoyed the fact that, Fatima felt herself getting overwhelmed, and she called her friend and talked to her friend about it. I like that moment. I do believe that she is going to eventually have a conversation with Zach, once she process her feelings and stuff, because again, that's what she does. She takes some time, wrap her head around it, process her feelings. She also considers his feelings and stuff too. And then, talk about it. So I definitely foresee them having a conversation about it. But like I said, and I saw a lot of comments and stuff on social media about people thinking that Zach was going too overboard and stuff like that. I disagree with that only because, like I said, this was pretty much Zach being happy that he won something. He found out he had a son, saw that his son was being abused, and it made him remember the times that he was abused. His he was able, of course, with the help of his tribe, he was able to get his son out of that situation. So he was, so he's happy about that. Plus, the toys and stuff, not only are the toys for his son, the toys are for him too. Because Zach, what we're seeing play out in front of us is a grown man healing his inner childhood wounds. So, yeah, that. Karen goes to the doctor. She go late, real late. She goes to the doctor. Her doctor isn't in, so the nurse puts her in a room and has her see the on-call doctor. And she tells the on-call doctor, "Look, I hear that I am far along enough to do the amniocentesis. I thought it would. I need to know once and for all who is the father of my child." And I want to talk about that a little bit because this proves that Karen has been lying, which is something that I have been saying. I'm not even talking about the whole conspiracy theory of who could the father be. This proves that Karen has not been honest because she's been telling everybody else. I don't think I have time to do I don't think I have time to, do a whole seasons of, this backstory, but I'll say this. I'm not even talking about, the whole conspiracy theory of is it Zach's baby or is it Aaron's baby or is there a third possible? I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is what has been playing out in front of us. Okay. And what we have been seeing is Karen frantically telling everybody that she does not know who the father of the child is. Okay. One doctor told her that I'm surprised you picked it up this early. You're barely 4 weeks pregnant. Another doctor told her that she conceived on the 12th and Karen looked like she saw a ghost. Okay. She told all her friends and she even told Aaron, look, there's a possibility that you could be the father, but there's also a possibility that Zach could be the father. I don't know who the father of this baby is, but she's been telling Zach ever since she told Zach she was pregnant. She's been telling Zach, I am 100% sure that you're the father. So if she's telling a group of people that she don't know who the father is, but she's telling Zach, you are the father. What that sound like to you? It's a lie, right? She been lying. She been lying to somebody. Now, she been lying to somebody. You be the judge of who you think she lying to. But either way, she's not being honest with everybody. And I'll leave it at that. So, the dinner. So, Gary and Penelope do end up coming over to Hayden and I don't know if I want to say Hayden and Tamara's house because I don't know if they're still married. I don't know whatever that is, but they end up coming over to the house, and they end up coming over to the house. I like Tamara. Tamara is being real gentle and stuff with Penelope, but Gary, but she's like, look, I can't stand this dude. Okay, Penelope, they're sitting down eating and stuff. Penelope is like, Hayden, Gary tells me that y'all are coming up with the plan for him to be partner. And Gary is like, well, actually, I'm the one who came up with the idea. Gary is extremely narcissistic. Like, something is wrong with that dude. But anywho, so Gary goes over to the side and calls his henchmen that work with him. And because what they're doing is that they are paying someone to say that Jordan was messing around with an underage girl. They got the girl already planted. They just trying to get a copy in on it too, to make everything stick. So that's what Gary is planning, and I believe what's gonna end up happening is They're doing all of this so Hayden can get that case. And so that if Hayden gets that case, then that'll put Hayden more in the ranking to be partner. Because Gary was like, dude, you mad because he was talking to Hayden. He was like, dude, you're upset because Andy got that case with Heather. Anybody could have won the case. The girl was a stripper. So get you something bigger, and I got something for you. So that's what they're doing. Penelope started feeling movements, kicking and stuff like that. She need to go ahead and have the babies because it seemed like she's been pregnant for a little over a year. But anyway, so they go to the bathroom. Next thing you know, Tamara and Gary start, verbal sparring with one another. And then next thing you know, they start kissing. And that's how the episode ends. Now, let me say this. I don't know what that means. Okay, I don't know. Because I saw a couple of theories. And one theory that I saw was that Gary and Hayden planned for Gary to kiss Tamara so that he can prove that, because if Hayden can prove quote unquote infidelity on her part, then they can go ahead and get the marriage annulled. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Now, if another theory is Gary is just slimy, and he just a slime bag that's doing that to his homeboy. And let me say this. There are a lot of theories about Gary being Karen's baby daddy. And I want to say this. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with that theory. But I can say this. If Gary is the type of person that can kiss his homeboy's wife in his homeboy's house, then Gary is also the type of person that can smash Andy's best friend. And you do with that information what you will. But one thing that I do know about Tyler Perry is anything literally can happen on these shows. But that was the episode. Next week, looks like we see Karen actually go to Zach's house and say that she got a DNA test scheduled and for him to show up for the next day. So we're getting closer and closer to the DNA test happening, and I am glad because we need to wrap this DNA thing up. I honestly don't care who the baby daddy is. I've really been preparing myself for the baby daddy to be Zach's. I would like for it not because I have a favorite character, but I would like for the baby daddy to not be Zach's only because Zach and Karen cannot coexist with one another. They bring out the literal worst in each other, and they are toxic for each other and together. So if they're already like this, I can only imagine them as parents. Okay, so that's why I would like for them to not be. That's why I would like Zach to not be the father of the baby. But hey, you never know. That was the episode. I thank you guys for tuning in. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you guys. I think over the weekend I may do a couple of videos to do a few breakdowns. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see. Y'all have a good weekend.